So, good evening and thank you for joining today's session. This is day two of our AI Advantage webinar by Leke Tech. My name is Bryce Leke, founder and CEO of Leke Tech, and I'll be your host for day two for the second session. So, today on day two, we'll be focusing on turning AI into your daily work assistant, be it you as a student, as a creator, as an entrepreneur, or anybody just want to leverage on more on productivity. So today is about turning AI into your daily work assistant. So on day one we covered what AI is and what AI isn't. The human in the loop mindset, I mean, your contribution as a human being to AI, how you're going to use AI, your input, core productivity use cases, practical use cases in which we can use AI in order to optimize our workflows. And today we'll be focusing on how to apply AI in education, how to use AI for content creation, how to use AI for productivity and daily tasks, how to adapt workflows to our various fields, no matter what field we are in, whether we're students or we are agricultural professionals or entrepreneurs, directors, how to apply AI in those fields, how to prompt AI correctly using the Leke framework. So let's go back on a recap about the Leke framework. So it's a simple system which designed by Leke Tech. This framework is designed to help you get clear, accurate, usable results from AI every single time. So we set the L stands for the limit, which involves telling the AI who it should act as. So example, act as a senior teacher. And this is to set the thinking style of the AI. E stands for explain. And explain what we mean by that is to tell a AI what exactly you want it to do. So an example, help me revise this topic. Help me revise, for example, generative AI. Help me revise. So so this provides clarity and better output. So the K stands for knowledge. Give AI context and more information about what you want. For example, I am a level 300 student in software engineering, in management, entrepreneurship, preparing for my CAs or for my final exams. So AI performs best when it understands the full situation. So it is better to say, when you put it like this, it's better than just saying, okay, prepare me some exam questions on maybe generative AI or entrepreneurship. It's going to just give you some generic questions which you can get. When you say, okay, I am a level 200 student preparing for my final year exams on this course on entrepreneurship, for example, or on management. So AI now understands the context. So it will now better give you questions which better relate to that concept or for that level which you are at than if you just gave a general prompt which said, prepare me some practice questions under this topic. So that's where context plays a very big role. And the last aspect which we saw was execution. Tell AI how the output should look like. For example, short, professional, bullet points, step by step, well explained. Those are some key details you should add in order to fine tune your output given by the AI. And this controls the quality and usefulness of your output. But then we also say that after this entire process of you crafting the prompt, you've crafted the prompt, you've sent it to the AI. The AI has given you a response. But that is not all. That response might still need some optimizations. It might still need some refining, some editing. So it's not always something which you just put and you just copy whatever it gives you and just paste it like that. So you always have to go through it and optimize it. So for example, the questions maybe it gave to you were maybe too easy. You can ask it to make the questions more complex. That's a refining process. So, for example, if you're writing a report, you can edit it by adding some key elements which it did not include, or maybe some formatting errors. Because if you've generated some formatting errors, for example, AI has one major formatting error where there's always this very long dash which appears on results, which anybody who has used AI, when we read that, even without an AI detector, will be able to determine that this was generated with AI. It's usually a very okay, we'll get to that. We'll show you an example of a formatting error which AI usually does. But this was the framework, and we said we can use this framework in order to generate prompts for any use case, be it for images, videos, documents, questions. So let's go into AI for education. How can you use AI for educations? So how students commonly use AI the wrong way. An example is copy pasting answers. So for example, you've been given an assignment, maybe to write a project on a certain topic, and you just go to AI and say, okay, write a project for me or a report on so and so topic. For example, write a report on the management of waste in Yaoundé, and you just put it there. The AI gives you a report, you just copy it and you just go and paste it. That is wrong. If your instructor, for example, is using an AI detector, you would be busted immediately and given an automatic zero. So you don't just copy and paste answers like that when you're using AI as a student, for example, for doing your assignments. So one wrong way is copy pasting answers, asking for full solutions. So if you're studying, you're trying to understand a concept, and maybe for example it's a math concept, and you just give AI the question, it answers everything for you, gives you back. You copy it and paste it in your book. But then how will you do in the exam? What happens then? When you now get to the exam and you see that same question, now you don't have the AI, you can't copy and paste it as you did. So by just copying and pasting the answer without trying to understand is a wrong way of using AI. Because in the exam, clearly you won't be able to use your phone unless you go with your phone in the exam, which is illegal. So do not use AI as a shortcut. Use AI in order to understand, better understand. So when you use AI in this manner, what happens is you don't learn anything. Meaning that if you find yourself in an environment where the AI is not available, you won't be able to do anything. So for example, an exam room, over dependence and poor, which leads to poor exam performance. So if you over rely on AI without your human input, this is the risk. You don't learn anything. You can go through school from level one to your final year and graduate, but you don't know anything because all your life, all your academic process, you used AI. You use AI in your exams, even during even the class exams, you enter the exams with phones and was using AI. So that is not the right way to go about it. Use AI in order to understand better, not to replace yourself. So what's a workflow that you can use? So you're trying to understand a new topic which you've been taught in school. So that topic could be anything. It could be entrepreneurship. It could be management. It could be coding, programming. So you're trying to understand this new topic which has been explained. You're trying to understand this new topic. So now you can now use this same framework with an AI in order to better understand. So the framework, so you meaning that what there were four stages. You set the role. So in this case, you can set the role of the AI as your tutor, as your teacher. So for example, you are a world class. This is an example here. You are a world class tutor, an expert in artificial intelligence. So for example, you're trying to understand artificial intelligence. Explain generative AI to me as a complete beginner. This here is the task. Explain generative AI to me as a complete beginner. This here was the role. This is the task. Now here we are giving it more context. The next step is to give it more context. So first explain it using a simple analogy a 10-year-old would understand. Second, break it down into simple three simplest first principles. Third, give one real world example of how it is used today. Finally, end by asking me three specific questions to test if I understood the core concept. Avoid all technical jargons and keep it brief. So let's copy and paste this in an actual AI and see the output. So let's go, for example, to ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Let's go maybe the first way, the simple way. You say explain, or let me just say, what is generative AI? Normally, this is what you come and do. You come and say, what is generative AI? And you would hit the send button. So it's going to give you a response like this: generative AI. I can create new content such as text, images, audio. Yes. So now let's use now that prompt and see if there's a difference in the response. Now this was a prompt created, and let's see if there's a difference in the response. Now let's look at this first response. AI is a type of artificial intelligence that creates new content such as text, video. Okay, see this dash here. This is the formatting error I was talking about. Almost every AI creates this formatting error. So when you're generating content using AI, always make sure the first day, even if you're not editing it, at least edit these long hyphens out of it, because this is the first and easiest way for you to get caught that you use AI. This right here. So if you say text, because this long line here does not exist in English. This is an AI formatting error. It does not exist in English. So whenever you see this on a text, just know this was generated by AI. So if you submit on your assignments to your teacher and your teacher sees this without even using an AI detector, he knows that you use AI, and there's nothing you can do to justify yourself because this does not exist in English. So always make sure you format your responses before. So now this was the initial response here. It gave us the definition, how it works, and some key examples: ChatGPT, Music LM, what makes it powerful. See the answers. Now let's look at this one. A simple analogy for a thing. Imagine a super smart storytelling robot. It has read millions of books and pictures. So when you ask it, draw a dragon, it doesn't copy one picture, it creates a brand new one based on everything it has seen before. So this is basically how AIs work. AIs are what? Are built on data. It has read millions of books and pictures. This is data. And when you ask it to perform a task, for example, draw a dragon, it doesn't just copy one from its data. It creates what? A new text, a new image based on what everything it has collected from its data. So in this way, he has broken down everything in such a way. Using this prompt, he has given you a very simple example that even if you're not a tech person, even if you don't know anything about computers or computer science, even if you're a primary school, you'll be able to understand this. It's giving you some principles, learn some little examples. It studies huge numbers of stories, images, songs, etc. Sports patterns. Notices things like how sentences are written, how faces look, how music forms, and create something new. This is the pattern that AI uses. Learn some examples, sports patterns, and create something new. So you see that the output given here, basically we're asking the same thing, but because of the way we framed it, the response is entirely different. So that's how AI works. The response entirely depends on how you put it. On how you put it. And also, in most general AIs, you can create a new chat, right? Just like you create chats on WhatsApp when, when you're conversing with somebody, and in each conversation in WhatsApp, you are talking about something else, right? You see, what you're talking about with your friend John is different from what you're talking with Mary in the other chat. So you can do the exact same thing in AI. When you want to talk about different unrelated topics, it's good to separate them into different chats. So in one chat here, for example, I can have this AI explain to me maybe what physics is, maybe what entrepreneurship is all about, or how to start a business in Cameroon. Or in this chat, I could be doing a research about how to start up a business or how to successfully plan my social media content. And now, and now, this chat is about me planning my social media content. If I want to talk about something else, for example, I want to know um, about how to build maybe how to start a business. I will not come on this chat here to do it because this chat is about my social media page. I will come and create rather a new chat. So you can set each chat can have a role. So can I say for example in this chat can assign roles to a chat. So you say in this chat you will be my professional professional copywriter and viral content creator. You will assist me in creating content, in creating viral content of various formats for my what business can we use as example? What business can we use as example? Can somebody give an example in the chat? Business we can use as example. So just a business we can use as example. for my restaurant business. So now in this chart, now we have assigned the chart a role. So which means that whenever we come here to this chart, we don't have to assign the role all over again. This role has already been assigned to this chart. So whenever we come here, we can just specifically talk about that, about content. So you can have various charts for various purposes. You can have a chart about content, a chart um about planning your business, a chart about planning your daily life, chat about maybe your school report that you're writing. So this is how you have to plan your chart. Each chart should have a specific task which is meant for. So when each chart has a task, you don't have to come back again assigning a role to that chart. So you can now simply give it what the he already has the role, he already has the task. So what you only be coming and giving is the context and maybe the output. So now things become easier. So I can now just come and say suggest a viral a a catchy caption for maybe for my flyer, and you can add the flyer as an attachment. You can add the flyer as an attachment by adding the photo here, because AI has the ability to read images and understand images. So you can add the flyer here and actually give it a catchy caption. Yeah, so you begin assign the role as your copywriter and viral content creator. So the AI will now understand the flyer and create your caption for you. So for example, let's see if you can find. Mm, okay, that's a flyer. So you can say make it engaging. So once you send this, the AI will understand the image and suddenly you have caption ideas for your post. Food on radio, craving real local delicacies with love into Momika's restaurant. See, you just got the name from the flyer without you giving it the name yourself. So that's you adding context. This flyer is already context. It's context to it. So that's one way you can use it. So when it comes to education, you can also use another workflows for your exam revisions and summaries. If you're a student, if you're a student, of course, you'd have to go through exams, and before exams, you have to revise. So AI can help you with breaking topics into subtopics, breaking complex topics, large topics into subtopics, creating revision notes, generating practice questions. So this is an example of a prompt. A prompt you can use. For example, this for a law student. It's about to write his law exam. You were and he's going to use this prompt. You're a law professor. This is assigning the role to the AI. As a law professor at the university, I'm going to provide my notes. So surely the professor has already given you notes about for the course. So now the notes maybe surely are very long. You have maybe 1,000 pages, 500 pages to read through. So you can provide now the notes. This is the course constitutional law. Your goal is to transform this note into high efficiency study guide for my upcoming exam. So now, in your own case, you can simply transform this law professor to maybe engineering professor, computer science professor, maths, English, history professor, and change it to whatever course which you're writing. So the prompt remains the same. It's just some specific details which have to change regarding what exactly your is relevant to you. But the system remains the same. Once you understand the system, crafting these prompts becomes an easy task. Your goal is to transform these notes into high efficient study guide for my upcoming exam. Execute the following. Provide three sentence overview for the most important theme in these notes. Create table columns. This list five potential exam questions, including references. Create fill the blank spaces to test my memory. So here you're converting your AI into your study partner. To your study partner. Another workflow is study planning and time management. So you can use AI to create study timetables, balance close personal life, and track some weak areas in your academics. Track some weak areas like you can when it provides you a sample quiz, you can answer and then the AI grades you. The AI grades you, you can answer, okay, I'm facing weak points in this area, or I'm strong in this area. So basically, using AI, you can teach yourself anything, even without attending classes. Attending classes, we have AI such as Notebook LM here, which is specifically meant for learning, understanding anything. This Notebook LM by Google, your research and thinking partner, gathered in information you trust. Build the latest gaming models. So with this AI, for example, you can upload your notes, upload any document, your textbook, your notes here, if you have a digital format of it, and it's going to understand it. So now, without understanding, it can help you generate study guides, summaries, practice exams, help you with corrections. You can even convert the notes into audio format. So it's as if you maybe you're watching an AI a tutorial on YouTube. So literally, without attending classes, you can ace your exams using AI. You can stay at home so long as you have your notes and you're steady. You can prepare your summaries, prepare your practice exam questions, study everything, and then when you get to class, you write your exams, you excel. Nobody understand what's happening. You can use as well to complete your assignments faster. And let me show another thing, another tool here, which is hmm, what's the name of that? Was it zero? No, it was AI Humanizer. AI Humanizer. Okay, yes, humanize AI.pro. So if you're submitting any academic work which you've used AI, make sure to come to this website here and humanize your text. Humanize simply means that it's going to make your AI generated content sound more natural, more human like. That's what the humanizer does. So, and it's very simple. You can turn on your ultra run here, but you have to sign up first. You have to sign up, and you would copy your AI generated text here, and it's going to paraphrase it into a natural human sounding way. So, if you come maybe to here, let me see, write an AC on waste disposal. what on waste pollution in Yaoundé. Write a 500 words essay. Someone has joined. Is anyone not seeing my screen? Are you still not seeing my screen? Are you still not seeing my screen? If you're not seeing my screen, please indicate on the chat. Yes, Felsi.
But you cannot see your screen. That's all.
Okay, wait. Let me stop present. Okay, are you seeing my screen now?
Yes, it's okay now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
So I was talking about the AI humanizer. I said if you're working on an academic project which you have to submit it, usually it's going to pass through an AI detector. So what happens is after generating your text using AI, if you use AI to generate it, oh okay, sorry, this thing was on. Let me start a new chat. Okay, write a 500 words essay on waste pollution in Yaoundé. For example, this was your assignment. You asked to write an essay. So you came in and you give it to the AI to write it, and here's a essay that the AI is written for you. However, if you take this and put it in an AI detector, it's going to give you 100%. And if your instructor does that, automatically you're going to be given a fail grade. And even if he does not put on an AI detector, this is another proof. This here, this is a formatting error done by AI. This long slash is here. So just by seeing this, you can automatically determine that this was done using an AI. So how you can pass the AI detector is by using this. Coming to this site, humanize AI.pro. Here you can paste your text here and humanize it. The result is going to come out in here. So you can copy our text, for example, this. You head straight to the humanizer. You have to sign up though. You have to sign up, paste your text, and humanize. However, it's going to take some time before it's done. So once that is done, after humanizing, Then the next step is to now manually add some editings to it. So this saves you a lot of time because normally you'll have to first of all think about the ideas, plan, start to write, cancel. But with this, in an hour, you can complete a task because now you already have the idea, the structure. Now it's for you not to add a personal touch to it. By going through this process, generating with AI, humanizing, then editing it by yourself, you can save 10 times more time and get a very good output at the end. So this is one way amongst other ways you can use AI. There are plenty of ways. So we'll talk about the notebook LM as well, which is your productivity tool. You can try this one as well. You can head here to notebook LM, create an account, and navigate through it. It's very good. So these are some ways which you can use AI in education. You can use it in another ways in teaching as well. So for example, you are asked to make a presentation on a particular topic. You follow the same process. You come and create your prompt, create your prompt. You would say, I've been asked to I want to create a presentation on this and this topic. Let's draft a structure for that presentation. There's going to draft a structure. From that structure, you can ask AI to generate the slides for the presentation, which you can just now copy and paste it on PowerPoint and use. You can use AI even to, if you're a teacher, you can use AI to generate your lecture notes in class following the same prompting process. Generate exam questions following the same prompting process. So, as far as AI for education is concerned, are there any questions? Any things which were not clear or were not well explained? Yes, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Um, Concerning the AI Humanizer Pro, I need to verify, is it unlimited, like the number of things that you can humanize through it, or there's a specific range of time which you can use it? And also the word length, does it take a specific amount of word length, or you can put any amount of word length?
Okay. The word length, I don't know the exact number for the word length. However, Humanizer Pro is free. It's a free tool. It's a free tool. But it does not accept documents on the free. So you have to copy and paste the text and copy the result back and paste it. But it's a free tool. There is no limit. You can use as much as you want. So for example, for this output here that I'll put, it had 225 words. This and this is the humanized output here, 242 words. The content appears human written, cross-checked with Turnitin, cross-plug. These are AI detector website, and the result is 0%. Whereas this was 100% generated by AI, but after going through the humanizing process, its scores is 0% on AI detection. Are there any other questions? If everything is going very well, send a reaction. So we'll proceed. Okay, we have seen three different workflows. In fact, we've seen four different workflows as students as well as for teachers. So there's some AI tools which I've already seen most of them. ChatGPT, explanations, practice questions, notebook, LM to summarize notes, create study guides, Perplexity for research with sources. So let's look at Perplexity here. If you haven't heard of Perplexity, if you're doing research, if you're writing your project research to complete your degree or your master's or your PhD, then Perplexity is definitely a tool which will be useful for you because Perplexity gives references to its results. You know, references are very important when you're writing projects. So Perplexity gives references. So it's a very important tool, AI tool for those who are doing research, writing research reports. So this is Perplexity here. The interface looks almost like ChatGPT. So it will be easy for you to navigate. You have to create an account as well here. So it's good for research with sources. So if you're writing your your defense report this year, then definitely you have to save this somewhere. We have Notion AI for notes and organization. Notion is good for it's another productivity tool which is good for planning. Notion. You might want to check this as well. Notion for programming. And I'm sure you must have heard of Grammarly. Grammarly is a tool for writing. So when you write your report or when you write your essay, you can go to Grammarly and put it there on Grammarly. Grammarly is going to correct your writing, improve your English grammar, your grammar, vocabulary, improve the grammar, the vocabulary, and context on your writings. So Grammarly is a very good tool for if you're writing articles, writing blog posts, or even social media posts, writing defense reports. Grammarly is very excellent for you. And then you have Google Gemini as well. So these are general purpose LLMs. We also spoke yesterday Claude, about Claude AI. I don't know if you've heard about Claude, but Claude is also very excellent when it comes to writing, especially long form content. Long form. So if you're writing maybe a report that has to be maybe 20 pages, 30 pages, ChatGPT sometimes fails at that. It's going to be too summarized. However, Claude actually works very good when it comes to writing. When it comes to writing, Claude is one of the best, and output is very refined output compared to other LLMs. So, for example, this is like an example here. You use the format below. So, in this case here, I use Claude in order to generate a report on installing visualization tool. So this was the output here. This was the output. You have table of contents, well structured introduction. So if you're asked to write maybe a report which is multi-page like this, Claude is one of the best tools which you can use. The responses are well detailed, well explained, and long enough. They're not summarized. So you can see how long the report is. You might not get a similar output using ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a tendency of giving a lot of summarized answers, except, of course, you are using this option. If you're using ChatGPT, you must have seen this option here, deep research. Unfortunately, you get only a few usage. You have five left for this month. Deep research. This is very important when you're doing something which requires the AI to perform some extended researches. For example, if you're writing a you want AI to write, for example, a pitch deck for you or to present your business to an investor. A pitch deck will require what? It will require a market research analysis, competitor analysis. So these are information that the AI would have to go deep into the net in order to collect information. Your market size, your TAM, your SAM. If you're into business, you might understand this. Or if you're maybe crafting a business plan. So anything which will require a lot of accurate or data, real-time data, deep research is a good tool which you might want to use on ChatGPT. We also have a similar one on Gemini as well. If you go to your tools, you should see deep research as well. If you're writing things like a business plan, if you're writing a pitch deck presentation, you might want to use deep research, but you only have a limited number of uses per month, so avoid overusing it. So there are also other tools as well, such as study and learn. If you're trying to learn a concept, these ones are specifically made for that. Study and learn. Canvas, especially when you're if you're coding, is also very good. Web search. The AI now acts as a web browser where you can search things just as you would on Google. Thinking here makes AI think longer. When AI thinks longer, its output is also better. When it thinks faster, the output is less better, but still good, just lesser than when it thinks longer. So when you add thinking to your query or to your prompt, it's going to take a longer time to think, but it's also going to give you a better output, a better response. We also have create image. With create image, you can create a variety of images. One of the best tools for creating image from general LLMs is where is this? Create images. This create images. This is what we call Nano Banana. Create images in Gemini. Here. So let's see a use case for this. Use case. Let's see. Mm, Simple use case. Okay. Let's just use this in this manner. So we're going to change of the suits to a squared brown colored suit. Change the color of the tie to what color goes well with brown? Let's just say black tie. Black tie with flourish patterns on it. at cool, dark sunshades as well as a black, say military cap. Let's see how the results will turn out to be. This might take it some time to load, so we'll only come back later. So we've seen a lot of free tools which you can use as students or in education as well as a whole in order to optimize, in order to facilitate and speed up your workflows. So next we're going to move into AI for content creation. AI for content creation. So content creation problems today, what people struggle with is ideas, what to create, what to post, content ideas, which leads to inconsistent posting. If you lack ideas, then you cannot post. Writer's block. You want to write a post, but you don't know how to put it together. You have the idea about what you want to write, but now, how do I put it? I want to create a promotional video for my business after advertise my services, but then how can I write the script? You don't know. Time consuming editing. So you have to iterate and iterate. So that's some of the problems. So now, how does AI come in as a content assistant? AI helps you with ideation, to come up with ideas, to structure your ideas, to produce your first drafts before you go into the editing, for optimizations. So, for example, if you really have your script written that you wrote by yourself, you can put into the AI for it to optimize it, increase the standard and quality. So, you handle voice, emotion, and brand alignment. Voice is simply the manner you speak. So, for example, if you're more of a street, let's say you're into clothing and you're a street brand, so your voice also be street voice. The way you communicate with your brand will be in a way that communicates with the street language. You will not use a professional tone. So you are the one to give it that input. As we said, AI can help you with strategy. However, execution is up to you. So one workflow you can see here is about content creation, content ideation. So these are two example prompts here. Here's a simple prompt: generate 10 content ideas for my graphic design social media page with hooks. And here's a more elaborate post prompt: act as a viral content strategist for graphic designers. Generate 10 high engagement content ideas. So this here and this here, the difference is this post here is going to be a lot more specific. The content generated with this prompt here is going to be a lot more specific than this here. Why? Because of how much more specific this prompt is compared to this. So you can use AI in writing faster to create your posts, captions, scripts for videos. You can even train your AI to speak like you, speak in the tone of your business or in the tone of your brand. This image has not yet loaded. So you can, for example, tell the AI that um, okay, we saw an example just here. Was it on Gemini? With the example we saw with the flyer. Okay, here it was. This is a good example here for this. So in here, we created our chart and gave it the role. This chart here was going to be our content strategies for creating content for our brand, right? So we gave it the AI, the our flyer, provide more context. You can also provide the AI if you have your branding guidelines. You can provide a document of your branding guidelines to give it more context as well. Of your branding guidelines, where was I? Here, oh, here. So providing all this information makes the the response more relatable. So, mm, okay, I can even add this, right? Mm, I can add this, for example, my brand tone is casual, casual, and my casual and friendly, casual and friendly, meant to appeal to everyone. Okay, I communicate mostly in pidgin. We write the caption taking this into consideration. See the difference in the response now. Food on radio. If you crave correct local shop, see how different this is from this. So this here was written mostly in English, right? In normal English. But now we have given the AI our brand tone, how we want it to communicate with our audience. I also want to communicate in a casual, friendly way using pidgin English. And the output is entirely different. No stress, no wahala. Hotis irundole, achu kati kati, and plenty more. Just order. We go bring them come for you. So this is how you can customize your charts with the AI in order to produce results that better align with your brand or your business or your work or your work. So you can use AI to write faster, creating posts, ideas, captions, scripts for your videos, or even content for your flyers. Content for your flyers. One way you can use, for example, if you're a graphic designer, your client just gives you a long brief about their services, about their information, about their business, their branding. You can take that information, put in the AI, and say, okay, simplify this information for me. I am trying to design a flyer for this brand. I need to simplify this information for me into simple, into a simple format which I can use and paste it on my apply on my flyer design. And AI is going to simplify this long brief that your client sends to you into simple steps which you can put on your flyer. So you can use AI for basically any use case, but you have to be creative in how you think and how you use it and how you structure everything. AI can help you structure, it can help you plan, it can help you think, come up with ideas, but it's up to you to guide it. To guide it. If you are with me, please send a reaction. Send a reaction. Okay. Another workflow is repurposing content. Repurposing content means from one content format generating multiple other formats of content. So, for example, converting a blog post to a social media post. Blog posts are usually very long compared to social media posts, are usually shorter, more summarized. So, you can use copy this post from a blog. If you're trying to generate content, you can go to a blog, copy the post from there, paste in the AI, and ask the AI to convert it to a social media post. From social media post, you can ask it to convert to a carousel post for Instagram, convert it to a video, and then generate a caption for that video. So if you come maybe to a website about maybe recipes, let me say um kitchen recipes, or let me say what best African kitchen recipes for example. Let's say I'm a restaurant business and I want to create a post for my social media. So you can come here. This is somebody's blog, African recipes. Here from Chef Lola. So I can come here, for example, and copy this post here. Peri peri chicken. Copy it. Go back to my AI. This image is. Let's create a new chat. Copy the entire post and paste it. And paste it. Then you can say, okay, convert this post. Oh, let's not do it here. Let's do it here. Oh, we just set a brand tone here. This post. So we're writing here. Convert this post to a social media post for my brand using my brand voice and communication style. Now, I don't have to explain to the AI what my brand voice is and what my communication style is because I had already explained it before. Since it's the same chat, this is that same chat where we are told the AI to be what? Our content strategist, a professional copywriter. So now when we're coming back here, we don't have to set the role again. This chat was already set to do specifically that. So we can just simply give the instruction. We just simply give the instruction and we send it. It's going to handle the rest. Where was it? It was here. So see, it's not going to convert this post here to a social media post using my style. Peri peri chicken don't land though. You don't overchop. You see, this is creating a brand new post based on that other person's post, which I can paste on my own page and which will feel and completely natural and realistic for my brand. So you can use AI to repurpose posts. I can ask AI to convert maybe this to a convert this to a 30-second video script, and done. It even gives with scenes. So that's how you can use AI for creating content, for content ideas, for content planning, for repurposing of content for your brand or for your business, no matter the business that you're into. So you don't even have to think about, you can take somebody's post, repurpose it, and post it using AI. It won't take you 5 minutes to do so. So if you were thinking of starting your social media page and you didn't know how to go about it, this should give you an idea or a context how to go about it. So some AI tools for content creation, we've seen this already. ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, Canva, Midjourney. We saw Wix yesterday. Midjourney is another AI for creating images. There is a free, you have a free limit, a free number of credits that you can use before you get into the paid one. You have CapCut, the scripts, Notion. So there are a lot of AIs. So we'll not cover everything in this short webinar, but this is to give you the 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 foundation, the foundation. Because if you know how to use one, then you can use the other one. If you know how to create one prompt in ChatGPT, then you can create the same prompt in Gemini. So another use case, AI for productivity and daily work. So what are some tasks that feel very strenuous to do, that we might find ourselves having to do them most often, like maybe writing emails. If you are a worker or a business person, then you surely have to write emails. Application letters, if you're looking for jobs, then you have to write application letters all the time. If you're trying to be admitted in a school, you have to write application letters. If you're trying to get your documents from school, documents from the ministry, you have to write application letters. Reports for planning, research. Those are different productivity um, things that we do, mostly that takes a lot of time, which you can do that very fast and easy by using AI. Repetitive tasks. So one workflow here is writing emails on responses, or writing application letters, emails, follow up, or client communication. So let's say you're a business owner here, you run an ad for your, maybe you sell phones. Okay, you can come to AI and say, okay, I just uh, run an ad to advertise my cleaning products, my cleaning products which I sell in bulk to businesses such as restaurants, mm, pressing, is pressing an English word, laundries, hotels. I need you to draft a I need to draft a a proposal for my potential clients. So obviously your prompt will have to be more elaborate than this because you have to provide it more context as to your business, the products, the exact products you offer. But this is just a sample which you can create, for example, send to the AI, and it's going to draft you a sample proposal which you can use. Yeah. So this one is just a very sample proposal. This result here is based what on our prompt. A more elaborate prompt would produce also a more elaborate result. So now this now a hack or a shortcut which you can use. So if you are unable to draft the prompt yourself, you can simply ask the AI to draft the prompt for you. So you can come into the AI and say, come in, create a new chat, for example, and create a new chat which is specifically meant for drafting prompts for you. In this chat, you will be my professional prompt engineer, helping me draft perfect prompts for different use cases. So now I'm going to say, okay, I need you to draft a prompt that will create a proposal, create proposals which I can send to my potential clients. So this is the AI drafting the prompt. Act as an expert, business development consultant, and specific copywriter with a track record of winning high-ticket contracts. Write a formal yet engaging business proposal for a potential client named. This way you come in, you fill this information, your client's name, context. These are your services, my services, and this. So you can now simply copy this prompt which AI generated for you and now fill in the blank spaces. So you can now just simply copy it, paste it back, and fill in the blank spaces. So you now put in the company name here, you put in your services in here, the client's problem in here, your goal here. And when you do that, you can cop- copy it, maybe go to another AI like ChatGPT and paste it there. And you have your proposal, which is going to be generated for you in 5 seconds. Proposal that normally should have taken you hours and hours to structure, well, will take you 5 seconds to do. Use AI to generate the prompts, use another AI to generate the result. So have you learned something new? If you've learned something new, if you've learned something new, send a reaction. So this goes for whether you're drafting an application letter, professional email, a follow-up, you're trying to communicate to your clients, AI, which is with the use of AI, you can structure all that. So how you structure the way you use your AI is also very important. As I was explaining before, creating different charts for different purposes is how you structure your AI. You can even create folders. Here on ChatGPT, you have this project section here. On projects here, you can create a folder. A folder, for example, if you're starting a new project for as a student, for example, you have to write your defense report. You can create a new project, and in that project, you'd have different charts which relate just to creating your to writing your project. So because AI without context would always give you bizarre responses. The reason why I want to keep everything inside the same chat, everything similar things within the same chat, is to keep context. So for example, here I'm talking about in this chat here we're talking about the AI being our content strategist. So in this chat here, I will maintain that. So in this chat here, I will only talk about creating content my for my business so that the AI maintains context. Because once I shift and I come and start asking AI about maybe the best shoes in the market or maybe what is the latest phone in the market, I'm already steering away from the context. So AI responses now, if I want to come back to this here, would now give me shady responses. So you can have chats where you're like for general purpose, where you just ask anything, but note you also have specific chats for if you're a student, specific chats that concerns your academic stuff. You can even group them into folders. If you're a business person, specific chats that concern your business, like this is mine here, for example, Leke Tech. The chats which are here are chats which concerns specifically Leke Tech. So I've structured it into a chat for customer relationship, a chat for content, a chat for planning and ideas, another chat for coding. So that's how I've structured my own chat for Leke Tech. And you can do same for yours as a student, as a business person, as a content creator. Structuring your chat or your use of AI is also very important. You can use the AI to plan. If you're starting a new business, for example, if you're starting a new business, you can come to the AI and say, okay, good evening. So if you're starting a new business, AI can also help you plan and put your ideas together. If you've started a business before, you know it can be very, very challenging in order to put your ideas together. So you can also head to an AI, start a new chat, and start giving it context. So okay, my name is John, and I want to start start an import export company. Import export company. Ask me questions that will help you better understand my business and generate a business plan for me, which I can present to my partners. So now I ask you a bunch of questions to better understand your business. What will be the name of your company? What will be the business? Where will it be registered? Who are the partners? Why do you want to start import? So I can now answer all these questions like this and provide it to the AI. And once I answer these questions and send it to the AI, it's going to draft me a complete business plan from start to end. So normally the time which I would have taken myself to think about different aspects, AI can simply put my ideas together. All I have to do is give it my ideas by answering the questions. I'm giving it my ideas, and it's going to help me plan and structure all my ideas into a concise business plan, into a pitch deck presentation, into a branding document for my business. So AI can help you organize your ideas. This is how you can use AI for productivity as well in organizing your ideas and planning. So there are a lot of different use cases. We're just grazing the surface. So AI can help in research and decision support, summarizing documents, comparing options, extracting insights. So for example, if you want to get information about your competitors or compare two products, you can ask the AI and it's going to help you compare those products or or analyze competition for you. If you're creating maybe a new startup, maybe an app that can help you teleport yourself to the moon, you can ask AI to verify if there are competitors which are already doing the same business like you, and tell you how you can position yourself as a differentiator, right? How you can compete against them. AI can help you in planning by breaking big goals into small steps. To the example with creating the business plan, the pitch deck, structuring your ideas, structuring your goals, and even creating a marketing plan, a content creation plan. AI can do all those things for you by breaking down your ideas and structuring and organizing them for you. So some productivity tools we have ChatGPT, Grok, DeepSeek. We never spoke of DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a free, completely free AI model. Free means that DeepSeek does not have a paid version, unlike ChatGPT. And unlike ChatGPT, unlike Grok, unlike Gemini, DeepSeek does not have a paid version. DeepSeek is absolutely 100% free. And if you are a developer, DeepSeek is also very performing, very good as well when it comes to coding. So Yes, DeepSeek. DeepSeek was made by a Chinese company, and it was made available for free. So, it means that if you're a developer and you're using APIs to create AI platforms, then you might want to get the API for DeepSeek. So it works the same way as ChatGPT. However, here you can't. It does not generate images. It works only with text, though. But it is also a very powerful tool. And there are also some other tools made by Chinese like ZAI, also by another Chinese company, which is also just as good as ChatGPT. You see, has a deep think option here. It can create entire website. You can create entire websites here for free without writing a single line of code by yourself. You can design here without having any knowledge on design. You can write code here, write entire documents here, or create slides here on ZH without having any knowledge of design, any knowledge of programming. This is ZAI. This is a tool specifically for developers. Llama Coder here specifically for developers, which you can use. For example, I just used this to create this simple expenditure manager here without writing a single line of code. So I can simply download this code and upload it online for people to use. And I didn't write a single line of code to create this expenditure manager here on Llama Coder. So this will track your expenses to know where your money is going to. Because some of us don't even know where our money goes to. At the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, we have money, and at the end, we're broke. That's how our life goes. But with an expenditure manager, you can track your spending to the millimeter and control your expenses. And this was done without writing a single line of code, just with text, and the AI generates this. So there are a lot, and there are a lot.
You did this on which? Is it on the ZDR?
This was on Llama Coder. This was on Llama Coder. But you can do this as well on ZAI. And there are other tools as well, such as Lovable, such as, well, there are a lot of other tools. We cannot go through all of them at once. So how to adapt these workflows to your field? So whatever field which you are in, the process, once you understand the process, once you understand the process and the concept, it remains the same. Whether you're a developer, whether you're a marketer, whether even you're a farmer, a student, the same process remains the same. Once you understand how to prompt the AI, you also understand how to get better results, how to improve or your workflows, your productivity. So identify repetitive tasks or tasks which are difficult or takes time to complete. Apply the framework which I've shown you, then test, refine, reuse, iterate. Understand that the initial results which the AI gives you is not a final result. You still have to add some modifications. You have to modify the prompt. You might have to modify the prompt or modify the output either by using the same AI or by doing it yourself until you get the final output. Always remember to add some human input into it because the AI is not perfect. AI can do mistake. If you go on ChatGPT, you will see it written there, spelled out for you. ChatGPT can make mistakes, check important information. So always remember that. So let's check our image if it actually loaded. Was it here? No, it wasn't here. It should have been here. Okay, due to connection, our image is refusing to load. But however, another way you can generate images of yourself, right? I can go online. For example, I can go to Pixels and get a picture. And get a picture. Let's say any picture. Let's say this picture. And I download it. I download this picture here. Enlarge, download selected size. I download. Then I head now to ChatGPT or maybe Gemini or DeepSeek, anyone, or Grok or Claude. Let's just use Google for this one. We've gone now to our prompt engineer. This was our prompt engineer here. So we're going to add this image here. I'm going to add this image. I'm going to ask the AI to convert this image to a prompt. Convert this image to a prompt, which I can use to generate on an AI image generator replacing the subject of the image with myself by attaching my picture for reference. Okay, the AI didn't quite understand our request here. Let's try it on this other way. Maybe the word convert was a problem. Let's change the word convert to use. Use this image as reference. We use image as reference to write a prompt. Image generator. So you see this auto correction which appear here is through Grammarly. Once you get an account on Grammarly, you can add it to your browser, and Grammarly can automatically correct all your text written on your browser. You can also download and install it on your machine, and it's going to correct text. And it's going to correct text even on your Word. You can also go directly to Grammarly and paste your text there. It's going to correct it. So we'll try to fix the prompts, and okay, use this image as a reference to write a prompt. Use a generate. I can use to generate a similar image, a similar image on an AI image and to replacing the subject. Okay, let's send this and see. So AI has taken inspiration from this image, generate a prompt for us. A warm and joyful outdoor scene in a peaceful, in a golden hour, a child is riding a bicycle with training wheels, pathway. You replace with a realistic likeness of the person from the updated reference picture. Is walking beside the child is similar and supporting another adult walk. I've hit the free limit here. So now I can now copy this prompt here like this and go to Gemini here, put this prompt, add my picture as a reference, add my picture as a reference, and it's going to regenerate that image. Now, instead of this father here, it's going to be me pushing this child. So that is how, instead of having to think about the prompt for this picture myself, I simply use AI to generate the prompt, and now another AI to generate the image. There's another workflow which you can use. So we've gone through a lot of different workflows using the same framework which you've been taught. So what are some key takeaways? Key takeaways are AI is a multiplier, prompting is a skill, workflows, bit tools. Once you understand the workflow, you can use basically any AI tool which is out there. So this webinar has been all about you understanding the workflow which you can now apply. So live Q&A. So based on everything we have said so far, I would like to listen to your input, your questions, your input, your assessments or contribution. You have something to add. Yes, go ahead.
Uh, Good evening, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
Good evening.
I wanted to ask that concerning using AI to generate essays and emails, reports, applications, and all of that. We know that for most schools nowadays, they no longer accept AI generated essays. So how can one handle that alongside using AI to help the person write his or her essays?
Okay. So after crafting your prompt, putting your prompt in the AI, and AI has generated the essay for you, the next step we should do is to humanize and to humanize the output. And to humanize the output here, you can go to this website here called humanizeai.pro. It's a free website. You have to create an account. You'd come here, you sign up and create your account, and you would activate this ultra run here to have the best result. And you will simply copy your AC and paste it here. Click on this humanize AI button, and you get an output like this. And if you scroll down here, what do you see? See that the new output here scores 0% on AI detection. So after doing this already puts your AC on a 0% AI detection. So from here now, you can now add your own personal input by editing this text. Don't allow the text like this. Read through it, edit it, edit it, edit it, add your own input to it. Correct any formatting mistakes. We talk about the formatting mistake which AI usually does. by putting those really long slashes. So correct any formatting mistakes and edit it, add your own input to it, and you're good to go. And you can pass any AI test. Any AI test. You've not been seeing my presentation since. Since when? What was the last thing you saw? Yes, Shalom.
Good evening. Please, I have a question.
Yeah.
When you use the humanized AI, does it mean it humanizes the text, the AI text now?
Mm-hmm.
But does it mean that all the AI error, the formatting errors, it does not remove the formatting errors?
It may or may not remove the formatting error, but whether or not it removes it or not, you still have to go through the work produced, adding your own input, or at least reading through it. Since when have you not been seeing my presentation? Since when? Okay, are there any questions? Any questions? If the iron means I can ask my own. Okay, what has been the most interesting tool you've seen during this presentation, during this webinar that you've come across? You can send your response in the chat as well. Yes, Shalom.
For me, the most interesting tool is the AI humanizer that's able to convert AI text to human text.
Mm-hmm. The AI humanizer. Sure, it's a very interesting tool. It means all your assignments now. Okay, who else again? You can also send your response in the chat. Yes, Emmanuel.
Okay, so for me is Perplexity AI and Notebook LM for studying.
Notebook LM and Perplex AI. Notebook LM helping you to study more efficiently, organize your notes,
Mm-hmm.
do your research, and also Perplexity giving you answers good for research, giving you sources,
Yeah.
references. Yeah. So for your next report that you'll be writing, you're covered. Okay, another person said Google Gemini, Google Gemini, Notebook LM, generating graphics and codes with or without an in-depth knowledge of graphics, coding, etc. Whisk. Another person said Cloud AI. Yes. So as we said, the most important is not the tool but the workflow. Once you understand the workflow, you can use any tool. As time goes, more and more tools will be coming up, new tools for different things. And this is not limited to what we saw. It's not limited to this. There are a lot of other tools which we have not seen within this, which you can explore by yourself. You can go on TikTok and search for some of these tools, or YouTube. So there are a lot more, a lot more than this. Are there any other questions or any other inputs? So thank you so much. If you made it so far, then you are highly blessed. Thank you so much for attending this 2-day webinar on AI. Before you go though, you have to fill the attendance form. Wait, let me share the link right now. Why did I put this link? Where did I? Just give me a second, please. Let me forward the link. Okay, sorry, my connection almost went. Okay. Okay, here is the link. Please make sure to sign your attendance and fill out the form and give us your feedback or your review from this before leaving. Okay, hello everyone. This is the I am attending the meeting, so I'm kind of confused. The session is very helpful. Oh, don't worry, we're going to share the recording for this 2-day session. So if you missed, for example, day one, or if you missed day two, you'll be able to follow through the recordings. Even though you use an AI humanizer, can there be any possible way to detect you use one? If your humanizer actually works like the one which I shared you really works, then its score is 0% on AI detectors. It's always going to score 0% on AI detectors. But it's always good to be on the safe side to add your own input. Adding your own inputs even makes a result even more undetectable. So this is a process that if you use this process, generate your project or your reports with Claude AI or ChatGPT or Gemini, going to the humanizer, humanizing it, then adding your own editings to it. If you use this workflow as I've shown you, you would always pass 99% of AI detectors. 99% of AI detectors, no problem. So please fill in the form. Thank you so much to everyone who attended this event. Your input and your presence has been highly appreciated. So any other contributions, feedback, remarks, questions? Feel free to ask. Or the form link isn't opening again. Okay, I would send the link in the group as well, just like I did yesterday. For those whom the link is not opening from here, I'll send it in the WhatsApp group. Let me send it in the WhatsApp group. So if you head into the group right now, the link has been sent in the group. You can go to the group and fill in the information. Click on the link from the group, then fill in the information from there. Thank you so much, Dan, for attending. Does anyone here wants to share what they have learned in this 2 day session? Can anyone give a brief overview of what they've learned in this 2 day session? Anyone?
I would say the most important was the workflow, the way you use the AI in order to generate an idea into to have an output. As you said, it doesn't replace us because the idea has to come from us, but it serves as an assistant, like as a guide. So when maybe your blog or you don't know how to go about certain things, you can use the different types of AIs.
Exactly. Exactly. You summarize it perfectly. AI can help you organize your ideas, put your ideas together, plan, organize, structure, planning, organization, structuring, simplification, and even giving you new ideas. should thought of. So AI can be your customer assistant. AI can be your design assistant. It can be your content assistant, your management assistant, your co-founder, your business partner, providing you ideas and everything. Anybody else wants to share their give an overview of this 2 day session from their perspective? Anybody else? Emmanuel, Shalom, Faith.
So I never attended session one. I attended this session two, and I was halfway. So I don't really have much to say.
Okay, from your halfway then, what can you say from the halfway that you saw, from the one which you attended?
Uh, okay. So from what I gathered, I learned that in order for you to be able to use AI effectively, you have to first learn how to prompt it. Like you have to have and the AI prompting skill, because what you if you give garbage to the AI will return you back garbage.
Exactly.
So it's just all about having the right resource and how to prompt, how to put your idea to get what you want.
Exactly. Garbage in, garbage out. Shalom, you wanted to say something, add something. Faith, what's your own overview? Is Faith still there? All right, we've come at the end of our program, of our 2 day program. I hope this was very insightful and very helpful, very educative and informative to all of you. Thank you all for attending, and I wish you all a good night.